Our pursuit of happiness is a form of psychological torture. It's killing us. And I mean that. I'm not saying this just to get you to like and subscribe. And it's not because happiness is bad, not because joy is fake, not because wanting a good life is the problem. Here's something we choke on. The problem is what happens when happiness becomes the requirement. When we force ourselves to stay positive, we stop living and start performing wellness. We treat natural sadness like a malfunction. We treat grief like a failure. We treat discomfort like evidence that something is wrong with us. And that toxic positivity is exactly what makes us feel numb. That is where the machine starts running. That's the factory of suffering. It happens when our feeds, our habits, our self-help books, our mood trackers, our gratitude journals, and that little auditor in our head all agree on one thing. We should be doing better than this. We should be happier than this, more grateful, more healed, more optimized, more positive, more inspiring, more on brand. And if we're not thriving, if we're trapped in toxic positivity, if our life does not look like a clean morning routine filmed in perfect lighting, then something must be wrong with us. So we're not just living anymore. We are managing a failing business called myself. Every mood gets measured, every bad day gets interrogated, every flat moment becomes evidence. Why am I not happier? Why am I not more grateful? Why do I still feel this way? And here's the question. What if happiness is not what we are missing? What if the problem is the hunt? What if chasing happiness is the thing that's making us miserable? Because every finish line moves. When the book is done, when the channel grows, when the money comes in and our body gets healthier, when the relationships are fixed, when life finally becomes the version we ordered, then we'll be happy. But then arrives, and then becomes normal. The high fades and the miracle becomes furniture. The achievement becomes the baseline, and the mind starts looking for the next thing to save it. That is not happiness. That is an exile from the present with better marketing. Here's the sideways truth. Our sadness is not always a malfunction. Our grief is not always weakness. Our frustration is not always negativity. Our discomfort is not a bug in the system. Sometimes they're all the system telling the truth. Pain says, look here, something is wrong, something matters, something needs attention, something needs to change. But we have been trained to treat every shadow like it's a branding problem. Clean it up, smile through it, raise the vibe, protect the aesthetic, stay positive. And then we wonder why we feel numb. Because you cannot amputate sorrow and keep joy alive. You cannot cut yourself off from the dark and still feel whole in the light. Perpetual bliss is not peace. It is a flat, dead landscape. A life with no sorrow is not a life, it's a product demo. And maybe that is why the pursuit keeps hurting us, because happiness gives us something to chase. It gives us the finish line. It gives us a future where we never have to deal with the ordinary ache of being human right now at this time. And that is the trick. The chase feels hopeful, but underneath it, there's often a quiet rejection of the life we actually have. The moment is not enough. The body is not enough. The day is not enough. The version of me that lives right now is not enough. So we keep bargaining with the future. When I get there, I will finally be okay. When I fix this, I will finally rest. When I become that person, I will finally deserve peace. But the future keeps cashing our checks and giving us another bill. Because the mind that cannot sit with sadness today will suddenly not know what success is like tomorrow. The mind that turns every bad day into a personal indictment will eventually turn every good day into something to maintain. And now happiness is no longer a gift. It's a job. You have to keep it, defend it, post it, prove it, explain why you deserve it. And the second it slips the auditor comes back. What happened? What did I do wrong? Why am I not grateful? Why do I still feel empty? This is where the Idiot Factory makes the best product. Suffering disguised as self-improvement, because it sounds responsible, it sounds mature, it sounds like growth. But sometimes what we call growth is just another way to refuse being where we are. We are not healing. We are trying to become a version of ourselves in those moments that never has to hurt again. But that person does not exist. There is no version of you that outruns being human. There is no achievement big enough to cancel grief. There is no relationship perfect enough to erase fear. There is no morning routine so optimized that life stops being uncertain. And if that sounds depressing, maybe that is because we have been sold the wrong promise. Maybe peace was never supposed to mean permanent happiness. Maybe peace means you stop treating every uncomfortable feeling like a threat to your identity. Maybe peace means sadness can enter the room without you calling security. Maybe a bad day can just be a bad day, not a diagnosis, not a collapse. Not a spiritual failure or a proof that we are broken, just a bad day. The cure is not another peak experience. It is not another optimized morning. It is not another version of yourself to worship from a distance. The cure is surrendering the hunt, washing the dishes, sitting in the quiet, spending time with family, letting a bad day be a bad day without turning it into a performance review, letting yourself be unremarkable. Letting yourself be sad, letting yourself be human without making it content. And when we finally stop demanding happiness from every moment, something strange happens. The pressure drops, the performance ends, the internal auditor shuts up for once, and we do not become blissful, we become available. Available to the silence, available to the ordinary, available to the people in front of us, available to the life that was here before we tried to turn it into a brand. That is where peace starts. Not in the chase, not at the finish line, not when we finally become the perfect version of ourselves. No, here, right here, in this moment, in the gray, in the sunshine, in the quiet, in the optimized moment we keep trying to escape. Maybe happiness was never something we were supposed to hunt. Maybe it was something we could only stumble into once we stopped torturing ourselves for not already having it. Maybe one day we can accept that a life, the good and the bad, fully lived, is happiness.